And we're so glad that so many of you are here tonight to support the work of the ACMS Foundation and to celebrate the outstanding accomplishments of the 2017 ACMS Award winners. It's truly been an honor to serve as the 152nd President of the Allegheny County Medical Society. I've been looking forward to this night for a long time because I get to pass the gavel to someone that I've literally known my entire life, my uncle, Dr. Robert Cicco. It's a special night for our families, and I'm honored to have so many of them here tonight. As outgoing president, I've been told to keep my remarks brief, so I just want to thank some people who have not only helped me throughout the past year, but also throughout the years. First, I want to thank my wife, Gretchen, for patiently allowing me to be pulled away for various medical society duties. As an obstetrician gynecologist, I spend many nights in the hospital, so I thank her for being understanding of me having to spend even more nights away from home. I want to thank our soon-to-be retired Executive Director, Mr. Jack Craw, for his untiring dedication to the ACMS and the ACMS Foundation. Jack's long and distinguished career of advocacy to the patients and physicians of this region and state will never be forgotten. Jack, we wish you well in retirement. Thank you to the entire staff of the ACMS. You all do a fantastic job supporting us in the mission of the Medical Society. I appreciate all you've done for me over the years. I want to thank my predecessor and current Vice President of the Pennsylvania Medical Society, Dr. Larry John, for your friendship and leadership. You're a hard act to follow as president, and we really look forward to your time on the executive board of PA Med. We're blessed with a very dynamic and engaged executive board and board of directors. It's through these boards that we're able to confront and tackle so many of the issues that face doctors and patients in our region. Thank you all for your hard work and dedication. And a special thank you to the Gala Committee, the Awards Committee, and also the Foundation Board for making tonight's event possible. Last year, upon becoming president, I was told that in the previous 151 years of the Allegheny County Medical Society, I was the first legacy president, with my father, Dr. Richard Deitrick, having served as the 123rd president of the Foundation of the Medical Society in 1988. An award bearing his name will be given tonight. My dad was my hero, and I have my mom here, Linda Deitrick, with us tonight. Thanks for everything, Mom. Now it's your brother's turn. I'm very proud to be able to introduce Bob as the new ACMS president tonight. Bob's been a role model to me since I was a kid, but that pales in comparison to what he's accomplished in a career that's been defined by advocating for children and their families, not only in our region, but internationally as well. We couldn't ask for a more qualified and dignified representative to lead the Allegheny County Medical Society. And so from your proud nephew, please help me welcome your 2018 ACMS president to the podium, Dr. Robert Cicco. As immediate past president of the society, it's my pleasure to pass the gavel to Dr. Cicco, the 153rd president of the Allegheny County Medical Society, and to present him with the president's pin. Bob, congratulations.
At least they didn't have to pin this on me and everything, you know? Thanks, Dave. My first thanks is actually going to go to Dave Deitrick because the work that he has done this past year and all the presidents before me. I should be able to get through this. Your dad's smiling on you. Okay? He's so proud of you. Okay? So, and as ACMS president, this is my official duty, is to honor him with a plaque for the service that he has had for the County Medical Society. Dave?
I kind of get you back.
I will get the same way if I was talking about my dad, too, just so you know. Okay? I'm going to be very brief right now because you're going to hear about me, you're going to hear from me a lot later, and you know, when we talk about the foundation a little bit more. But there are some thanks that I want to give out too. The first is to Dave, and like I said, all the previous presidents. the work that they have done to make the society like it is today. And I will tell you, this medical society, it really is a shining star in all the medical societies in Pennsylvania, all right? And it's because of the work that they have done, and I hope that I can at least do half the job that they have done and half the job that David has done. Other people deserve thanks, and Jack, you might as well get used to this, because I don't know where this society would be without Jack Craw, all right? And the service that he has provided over all these years and everything really is something that we all need to be proud of. But I'm going to go a little bit further than Jack, because I'm not so sure that it's all Jack. So we don't just mention Nancy Craw, who's always behind Jack, kind of telling him what to do. So I think we ought to My thanks also to the staff. Again, the society is its members, but we could not get anything done without the staff. And you know, I continue to marvel at, for a relatively small staff, how much work gets done, not just with the medical society, but with the foundation itself, right? And we're going to talk a little bit later on in the program about all the work that the foundation does. So I'm just going to leave it at that. The other things has to go with my family. I actually want to thank the society for putting on this big dinner so I could have a family reunion. You know, not just my extended family, but my immediate family is here tonight. All right. All four of my boys are here tonight. Well, except for one. Stephen was smart enough. This just shows how smart my kids are, because he lives in Florida, and he's smart enough to realize that why would I come in February to Pittsburgh? He actually had work commitments and everything, so Stephen can't be here. But my oldest son, Brian, is here with his wife, Heather. Michael is here, and his wife couldn't come, mainly because one of their children is a swimming superstar and is getting all the state awards, or at least preparing to get all the state awards in Michigan. So Michael is here. All right? And his wife Heather is at home thinking about this. All right? I told you Stephen is not able to make it, but my son Patrick and his partner Joel are here. And I'm not going to mention the grandkids because you may see them later. All right? And most importantly, there's, you know, people have this, you know, that whole behind every great man there's a great way. First of all, it's really sexist, right? Okay? And they really shouldn't say that anyways. What they really should say is, behind every ordinary man, it's an awesome woman. And that awesome woman lets that ordinary man look great every now and then. All right? So my wife Anita is here, and for her, you know, I just can't thank her enough for what she's done for me. And all that she's gotten me into, by the way, just so you know. Okay? You know, I can't stop there because my brothers are here. You already met my sister, my godson. So like I said, I'm just happy for this family affair. But truly, enough about me, because this night is not about me. This night is actually not about this whole business that we do with the gavel and the pins and the things like this. That's not why we're here tonight. All right? We're here for two reasons and two reasons only. And I'm going to talk about the first one. We'll get to the second one a little bit later. But the first reason is to honor our awards winners. We have people working out in the community who have gone above and beyond any work that we normally do and have made their lives great and the lives of the people they serve great. And it is such an honor for us to be able to have these awards tonight with them. And I think that I want us to remember that that's why we're here tonight. And I've been to a lot of these events. And I will tell you that so often we sit back and we kind of passively look and we say, wow, that was great, and we give them an award, and then we go home and we don't think about it and everything. But there's really one true way that we can honor the people who are getting awards tonight for all the service that they have done. I want you all to read over their bios, to look at the things that they have done, and to do some self-reflection, and to sit there and say, what can I do? The best way that we can honor the people that it's not just to give them a plaque tonight. The best way that we can honor the people that we are giving awards to tonight is to leave here and say, I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to emulate in some way the things that they do in my life. Because if we start doing that, we can all gain from what it is that they have done. So that's the main thing that I'm asking. Now, I told you, there's a second thing that we were here for tonight, but we're going to get that in a minute. The first thing that I want to do before we get to there is to honor is to bring to the stage our Master of Ceremonies tonight. The Society has been fortunate enough to have our Master of Ceremonies for the awards presentation for many, many years. We're thrilled to have him again with me tonight. Join me in welcoming Rick Dayton of KDKA to the stage.
Thank you very much. And before we get started this evening, I want you to just look beyond where we are up here in the front and look at this incredible city of Pittsburgh. We are amazingly fortunate to not only be here at Heinz Field this evening, but to be able to serve the people of this amazing city. And each and every day when I wake up, my alarm clock goes off at 2:25 in the morning to be to the station by 4 to be on the air at 4:30. When I drive in and you see the city still asleep, not quite ready to wake up and get going, you also then think about all of the people who are already at the hospitals, the people who are already caring for patients, the people who are scrubbing in and getting set for a procedure that day, the people who are like me heading into the city because they trust the care that you provide. If we look at this skyline, if we look at this city, that is the reason why we are so fortunate to be here, and the people who live here are very, very fortunate to be in your care. So again, thank you very much for the opportunity to be back here. I learned an awful lot about medicine around the dining room table. And it wasn't my dining room table. You see, my parents were college professors. My dad taught computer science and math at Grove City College. My mother taught English and literature at Slippery Rock University. But it wasn't until I got married, and I married into a family in Canton, Ohio, that we sat around the table and we heard about what does it mean to be a gastroenterologist. My father-in-law was an Army doctor, ended up doing time at Walter Reed, and ended up being in San Antonio, a number of different places. My wife ended up with a PhD in molecular pharmacology from the University of Michigan, so she has a different sort of a doctorate. But two of her brothers, one went on to a degree from Case Western University in medical school and is an otolaryngologist. The other is an orthopedic surgeon down in the South Valley of Texas. So we've got doctors all around. And then it has been a tremendous pleasure for our family this summer to be updated throughout the course of the fall from our son, who was applied to, I don't know how many different, but has been accepted now to a half dozen different medical schools and is trying to decide where he wants to go. So it continues in our family as well. And to be able to see the success that they have had as physicians in my family, and to be able to see what they've been able to do to help patients and to help people, it just gives me a tremendous success to know that our son will continue that legacy on in our family. And it's because of physicians like you who have treated our family and have been with our family that I think is a large reason why our son has decided he wants to go to medical school. So for that, we are eternally thankful. I'd like to begin our acknowledgement this evening of the executive officers of the Society. And that includes Dr. Adele Towers, Bill Giangiulio, Patty Bononi, and Peter Ellis. Doctors, would you please stand so you can be recognized? The other members of the Allegheny County Medical Society Board and past presidents are here. If you would please stand. Again, we would like to be able to recognize you. Thank you all very much. And also a special thanks to our Gala co-chairs, Dr. Patty Bononi, also Dr. Adele Towers, and the Gala Committee for their work to create this evening. If you would please stand again so you can be recognized. As for our sponsors, events like this don't go off without their assistance, without their financial contributions as well. We would like to recognize our platinum sponsors first of all and foremost. That includes the Allegheny Health Network. It includes Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield, Huntington National Bank, and PNC Bank. They are our platinum sponsors this evening. Thank you to them. Gold level sponsors this evening include UPMC, the UPMC Health Plan, and the AMD3 Foundation. Thank you very much to those organizations. To those companies, we say thank you very much because it does make this evening possible. Dr. Cicco, Dr. Deitrick, may I ask that you both move to the floor as we're going to go through a very special part of our program. In addition, would Dr. Ted Christopher, President of the Pennsylvania Medical Society, Dr. Lawrence John, Vice President of the Pennsylvania Medical Society, Dr. Cicco, Dr. Deitrick take the floor to assist in the next very special part of our recognitions. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being here this evening as we bring up some wonderful, wonderful awardees. As they're making their way to the front, a few reminders for you, just some housekeeping notes. The Samara and Sabika tables are going to be open until 8:45 this evening. So keep in mind that if you want to shop for that special someone, check those out, and please make sure that you are generous as far as those purchases because, again, this all goes back to the work of the foundation and what they're doing. You can also purchase wine baskets. There are raffle tickets. You can buy those until 8:45 this evening. It's $20 for a chance. For $50, you have 3. Every one of those baskets contains 4 bottles of wine, and every one of them has at least a $20 minimum value. So there are some tremendous buys there as well. And then at the end of the program, we'll be picking 6 lucky wine raffle winners. Winners do have to be present to win, so please stay for the evening. Now, the important thing to remember is all the proceeds from this raffle directly benefits the ACMS work, the medical student scholarships, which help to lighten the financial burden for students of the Allegheny County pursuing careers in medicine. Since 2007, nearly $50,000 has been awarded to those 21 students. So now with everybody in place, we're going to go ahead and start to recognize the 50-year awardees who could be with us here this evening. This is a distinguished group of physicians. And if you would, please hold your applause until we have them all together, and then we can give them a rousing hip, hip, hurrah. First one, Dr. Prabha Bansal, Dr. Albert Biglin, Dr. Thomas Forbes, Dr. John France, Dr. Richard Green, Dr. David Lawley, Dr. Mohan Fancy, Dr. William Poller, Dr. Sawaj Wadwa, and Dr. Edmund Waters. These are your 50-year award winners. We're going to do a photo over on this side, so if we get our awardees to come over onto this side of the podium, we'll get them lined up for that award. Think about what these physicians have seen. They have been witness to sweeping change that has happened in their professional careers, benefiting some of the remarkable advances that have happened in the medicine field. As well as facing the challenges, facing the obstacles, they have also worked to change the face of medicine over time. These physicians have cared for thousands of patients during their careers. Their commitment to the practice of medicine is worthy of our admiration and our appreciation. Thank you for your dedication as physicians. You've made an everlasting mark in your patients' lives. We are proud, we are honored to have you as a part of our community. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating an outstanding group of physicians. They're making sure that everybody has the right award, and we're going to get a group photo of them together. But just think about this. If everyone did just the minimum, just 50 years times the 9 awardees that we have up here, 450 years, if you were to take that back in time, and each one of them serving in chronological order, this group takes you back to 1570. Think about that for a minute. Back to 1570, in the time of the Crusades, think about what has happened. Plymouth Rock, you think about the founding of our country, you think about what's happened during the 1800s and the Civil War. These people would have been responsible for providing care over all of that time through World War I, through World War II, through Vietnam, and now into this next millennium that we are right now. They would have provided, at the very minimum, 450 years worth of care and service for our community. That deserves our recognition and our applause. Thank you very much. We now move on to acknowledge some physicians who are in the early stages of their career. But already we are seeing them make some very noteworthy contributions, not only to the health, but to the well-being of our patients in this region. This is the second year that the Pennsylvania Medical Society has sponsored a statewide award. It recognizes the top 40 physicians, young physicians in Pennsylvania under the age of 40. And we are thrilled to have 6 of these young physicians who were nominated by their peers and selected by the Pennsylvania Medical Society practicing here in Allegheny County. These young physicians are highlighted in your program, so please take the time to realize and to read through the descriptions of their accomplishments. We're delighted to have those honorees with us this evening, and we would like to recognize them. Again, when I call your name, please come to the front, and we will be recognized together. And again, if you would, please hold your applause until they're all here. We begin with Dr. Kristen Beebe, Dr. Jared Nickelbein, Dr. Srinivas Kantapalli, Dr. James Riley, Dr. Adam Sosmarsky, and Dr. Nicole Weaver. Those are the 6 40 under 40. Yeah, same thing. Come over here. Thank you. Just slide that over here. They'll bring your awards and then ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating these emerging leaders within our medical community. Before we get to our awards presentation this evening, we're going to take a few moments to highlight the work that continues to be done by the Allegheny County Medical Society Foundation, the work that it makes possible. Dr. Cicco is back to the podium to talk about some of those events.
Thanks, Rick. Now, I mentioned earlier that there was a second important reason for us to be here tonight. In addition to recognizing all the award recipients, we're here to raise money for the ACMS Foundation. The foundation supports home and community environments that nurture and develop healthy children, healthy families, so that we can all create a healthy Allegheny County. Created in 1960, the Medical Society Foundation has granted more than $3 million to various community programs. I only wish that everyone in this room could be a fly on the wall during the times when organizations come in and meet with the Foundation Society Board. You, like I would be, and have been for years, be amazed at the marvelous work that they're doing, whose goals are to recognize the health concerns of Allegheny County residents and provide frontline services to people in need in our county. So we can't bring all the organizations that we fund here, but we are bringing some of them here. The following video features a few local organizations that have benefited from receiving a grant from the County Medical Society Foundation. You can show now.
Every family that comes through our doors is welcomed and enveloped in a net of support.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand.
These are good kids, and given a chance, they can be good, productive adults.
Make this world a better place if you can.
Once they know that you're there for them and that they're allowed to be fully who they are as a child, then the magic happens.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
I'm Dr. David Deitrick. I am the chairman of the board of the Allegheny County Medical Society, the organization that represents physicians throughout Allegheny County. In every profession, it's very important to give back to the community, and especially in healthcare. Hearing the ways that we can help these organizations advocate for the community at large is very heartwarming, and I think that the satisfaction you get out of helping these organizations is incredible.
You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand.
When I think of Angel's Place, I think about the love and care that they provide for my children. It's a safe haven that I enjoy taking my kids to. It's not just a daycare, it's more like a family.
We all need somebody to lean on.
The mission of Angel's Place is to offer services to single-parent families and help them achieve their goals and become independent and sustainable. When I first heard about Angel's Place, I was a single mother. I had 2 young daughters, and I was looking for daycare, and I wanted to go to school, and it was really hard to find daycare while you were in school that was affordable. If you're a student, our services are offered completely free. If there wasn't an Angel's Place, I probably would have had to quit going to school. My children were 7 months and 2 years old, and I was nervous at first. When you come to Angel's Place, the first thing that you'll find is a family type environment. It's a small program, very warm, very welcoming. They made it so easy, and they seemed like they were happy to meet me and to provide care. We've been involved with Angel's Place now for a few years, and it's really nice to hear success stories of these women that have gone on, completed their education and got into the workforce, largely through the help of Angel's Place. It just was the perfect solution for me to finish getting my degree so that I could afford to take care of my family the right way. We believe that everybody has the potential to succeed, hope and possibilities.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can.
Every day when a mom comes to bring a child to Jeremiah's Place, it is both a good day and a sad day because we are in the business of crisis care.
When Jeremiah's Place started, what a great idea for families who are in crisis to have child care for a brief period of time.
Jeremiah's Place is a 24-hour crisis nursery that takes care of children birth to 6 years old when their families are experiencing an emergency.
And whether it's for domestic abuse or whether it's for a medical condition, Jeremiah's Place is there to help in a non-judgmental way while the family crisis is able to be dealt with.
It's a scary situation. They're coming into a new environment, and it's up to us to create a level of calm and care and concern around that family and around that child. And then we're able to not only address their one situation, we're also able to provide referral resources to them so that we're working on the critical needs of their lives, and we're able to strengthen their families beyond that one situation that brings them to our doors.
When we talk to the directors of these organizations, it makes you realize there's a lot of people in this county that are doing really a tremendous amount of work within the community.
I love coming to work every day knowing that the work that we're doing matters. And for me to get to be a part of that means everything to me.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
I actually came out of retirement to run Ward Home because I was so impressed with the support that they're giving to foster youth here in Pittsburgh.
The Ward Home does a great job with at-risk teens, helping them to become members of our society.
At the Ward Home, we work with foster teens between the ages of 16 and 21. These youth have grown up with very little parental guidance. And that's what Ward Home does. We are a supervised independent living program where we guide these individuals and teach them how to grow up to be successful adults.
A lot of the organizations deal with single parents or young children, and I think that sometimes the teenagers get kind of lost in the middle sometimes. So the Ward Home really focuses on teenagers as they're transitioning into adulthood.
Several teams have told us that without Ward Home, they'd probably be homeless. They would have no place to go.
I'm Brianna. I am a resident at Ward Home Independent Living. I've been here since I was 16, and in March it'll be 3 years.
Our kids have grown up very tough lives. They've been in survival mode.
I grew up with my mom being in prison and my father being in prison. So going from different foster homes to different group homes to coming here to having people who really sat me down to have, a real conversation with me and really helped me. And ever since then, I've really been doing good.
At Ward Home, every teen has their own apartment. They're responsible to cook their own meals. They're responsible to keep those apartments clean. Our staff guides them through that process, but they have to accept that responsibility so they can go on and be productive adults.
Now I am a full-time employee. I graduated high school and I was on the verge of not even graduating high school. I do online classes at Pitt. March, I'm leaving Ward Home. I have my own apartment, so I'm really doing well for myself right now. Thank you for hearing my testimony, and also thank you, Allegheny Medical Society.
You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand.
We are incredibly grateful and appreciative for the support from the Allegheny County Medical Society for over 20 years.
We all need somebody to lean on.
The Allegheny Medical Society Foundation is a great organization, just wonderful individuals, and the support that they provide to us is just so needed.
I just might have a problem that you'll understand.
On behalf of Jeremiah's Place, our board, our staff, and myself, I thank Allegheny County Medical Society. Thank you so much.
We all need somebody to lean on.
So thank you, all of you, and know from the bottom of our hearts, we could not do this without you.
We all need somebody to lean on.
I hope everyone understands that the problems that these organizations see every day and that they assist with every day and that they help people get over every day are the root causes of much of the disease that we see in our office as physicians. And we need to begin to value what it is that they're bringing to the table. These three organizations are just a sample of the scores and scores of agencies strengthening our communities and benefiting from foundation support. Your contributions help us to get even a greater reach, and together we can change individual lives and whole communities. So I want everyone to pay attention. There's donation envelopes that have been placed at your tables. Simply enclose a check, provide your credit card number, or write in a pledge amount and drop them off at the collection box as you're leaving here tonight. Any amount's appreciated. You'll leave knowing that you've helped the foundation continue to support organizations that are devoted to making Pittsburgh a healthier place for people to live. And make no mistake, I want your money. But I want you to do something else. So I want to do a little demonstration. I need to bring up my 5 grandkids that are here to the stage with me. All right. Wave. Everyone say hi. Okay. This is Emily. This is Molly. That's Emma. That's Jack. And that's Lily on the bottom. Okay? And this is why I want them up here. To demonstrate what I think is going on in healthcare right now. We have clinicians. In Allegheny County, we have some of the best clinicians in the world. These clinicians are out there, many of you sitting in this room, every single day seeing patients on the front line, every day facing the frustrations of trying to meet their needs and not necessarily being able to do it all the time. But the quality is there and the passion is there all the time. We have hospitals, and we have hospital systems. Some of the best hospital systems in the entire world. And people from all over the world come to our hospital systems. And truly at the heart of the hospital systems is to provide the best therapies, the best diagnostics, the best care that they can possibly give. We have public health agencies or government agencies. In Allegheny County, we have the Allegheny County Health Department. We have the Allegheny County Department of Human Services. The leadership that has been provided by Karen Hacker in the Health Department and Mark Cherna in the Human Services Department. I can tell you I've been all over this state, and every county is envious of the work that these agencies do in Allegheny County. And finally, and you saw a sample of it, we have so many of these organizations, the organizations that are out there every single day experiencing the frustrations and the stressors that are causing health problems in our patients and trying to deal with those on a day-to-day basis. The point is, guys, that we have excellence in every single one of these areas. And yet, if you look at our outcomes aren't necessarily what they should be. We still have kids being shot in the streets of some of our communities. We still have overdose deaths happening at an epidemic rate. In our county and our country, a baby is more likely to die before the age of 1 than in any other wealthy country in the entire world. We still have huge gaps in racial disparities. Despite making improvements in all areas, we haven't made much of a dent at all in the black-white gap in some of our health outcomes. And this is all despite the excellence that we have seen here. And even though there might be a number of reasons for this, I want to focus on one of them. The fact of the matter is that even though we have this excellence, we all seem to kind of function within our own sphere. We all do our jobs, but we don't recognize that everyone is out there. We sometimes don't even know what other people are out there achieving the same goal that we have. We have the clinicians, we have the hospitals, we have the health departments. Great job, huh? We have all these agencies doing what they can, but doing it in their own little silos. What I'm going to ask you tonight is to make a commitment. Whatever silo that you're working in, break out of it. Let's do something to break out some of the barriers that exists between us so that you can begin to not just support, not just give money, but learn from one another. Learn what other organizations, what other people are doing to help people and get the same results that you are. If we do that, if we start to work together more, if we start to value what everyone is bringing and begin to develop partnerships between all these faces of healthcare, maybe, just maybe, we can actually create something beautiful. It's this is the kind of system that we want. A seamless system where people can get all of their needs met. Not just their physical health needs, but their emotional needs, their social needs, their behavioral needs, and working together so people see that there is a seamless way that we can do this. So tonight, I want you to open your hearts, I want you to open your wallets, but most importantly, I want you to open your minds. We are smart people, and we can figure out a way to get this done so that everyone can begin to learn and benefit from everyone so that we can have a collaborative system that accomplishes the goal of keeping everyone in Allegheny County healthy. Thanks very much. Let's hear it for the kids. Bow. Take a bow. There you go. And with that, I want to turn it back to Rick.
The amazing Bob Cicco, congratulations. Things that we learn when we come to these functions, it's wonderful. Dr. Cicco, thank you very much. As we continue our program this evening, we're now going to take the time to start to recognize the 2017 ACMS award recipients. These are the individuals, these are the organizations that have done an extraordinary job of supporting the healthcare needs of our community. Together, we are going to celebrate the significant presence they have within our region and beyond. Each award recipient has designated a charity in southwestern Pennsylvania. They will receive a $1,000 grant in their honor from the ACMS Foundation. We begin this evening with Dr. Anthony LaJoya and Dr. Michael Weiss, co-medical directors of Operation Walk Pittsburgh, with the Physician Volunteer Award. Doctors, would you please join us at the podium to be recognized? As Dr. DeGioia formed Operation Walk Pittsburgh, a local chapter of the National Organization of Operation Walk, that was back in 2008. As a private nonprofit volunteer medical service organization, Operation Walk Pittsburgh provides life-changing education, service, as well as surgical treatment for patients with arthritis and other debilitating bone and joint conditions. It is free of cost to those patients in need worldwide. Since its inaugural trip to Antigua, Guatemala back in 2009, Operation Walk Pittsburgh has made 8 international mission trips. It's traveled to Cuba, it's been to Guatemala, it's been to Panama, Honduras, performing more than 500 surgeries. The work to fundraise, the work to recruit volunteers, the work to collect supplies occurs year-round, and it ensures that each trip that is made is a success. The Operation Walk Pittsburgh team is currently organizing its 4th mission trip to Guatemala that will be coming up this summer. Gentlemen, we applaud your dedication. We applaud your commitment, all to serving the people in need around the world, giving them an opportunity to live a healthy and productive life. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
So obviously Tony and I are up here tonight, but we would like to accept these awards on part of the 60 to 70 people that travel with us every year who work tirelessly throughout the year to raise money, do the planning, and do the hard work for the week that we're away.
As Mike said, we really accept this award on behalf of our team. This is truly a team effort that's happened, and we started 10 years ago. But if you look at the impact that we have, and we've done over 450 surgeries on over 350 patients in the times that we've had. And remember, these are patients that could never experience what we have here at home. So one of, I think, our advice to all is never take for granted what we have here as physicians, and our patients should never take for granted what they have as far as the healthcare delivery system that we have here in the United States. But thank you very much. We're very honored to receive the award.
Thank you.
Doctors, congratulations and thank you for your great work. The next award that we're going to hand out is the Lead Pittsburgh, recipient of the Benjamin Rush Community Organization Award. Accepting the award is Lead Pittsburgh's principal founder and board chair, Sheila Fine. Ms. Fine, would you please join us at the podium? Founded in 2003, Lead Pittsburgh is a unique community initiative advocating the recognition and acceptance of depression as a treatable medical condition and to help eliminate barriers for treatment. Lead Pittsburgh's work illustrates how progress toward the goal of supporting those living with depression through education, advocacy for increased access and treatment, as well as reduction of stigma and building resilient skills requires community-wide involvement and fundamental systematic changes. Tonight we recognize Lead Pittsburgh's commitment to raise awareness, to educate the community about mental health issues, and for being a voice for those living with depression. Thank you very, very much. Congratulations.
So last Friday, I was at an awards event in Florida, and there were two people that were receiving this award. It was a very distinguished award, like all of the awardees, and I congratulate all of you here, and all of the doctors who make our lives better and healthier. So I'm sitting at this award reception, and the first speaker stands up, and she says, I talked to a friend of mine and told her that I was going to get this award, and I asked her advice. And she said, say thank you, and then just shut up. So I'm sorry to say that I'm not going to make it that easy on you, but I'm going to make it short. First of all, on behalf of Lead Pittsburgh, I thank each of you and the Allegheny County Medical Society and the foundation for this award. Hi, Father Ryan. Seeing all my friends in here, it's so wonderful. This is a recognition that really validates Lead in our work, especially to be associated with doctors. And I'm so grateful for it. It really shows the achievement of our work by being recognized by all of you. My thanks go to the Lead Board as well. Our Executive Director, Kathleen Moss, our advisors, our funders, my husband, he's been very patient with me, and all of our partners. We use our connections in life to make life better. And when we do that, we can succeed in helping to save lives. I've always been drawn to science and medicine. When I was a teenager, I was a candy striper, is that what they called it? But I really had an agenda. I wanted to be either a doctor or a nurse when I grew up. So I made my way from the fountain, the soda fountain in the coffee shop, where the first day I absolutely messed up a doctor's tie and his face because I pushed the soda thing in the wrong place and it went all over him. So they put me on the floor, which was the best thing that ever happened to me because I had the opportunity to be exposed to patients and doctors in their work and made my way into the operating room a lot. And I decided that I wanted to be Florence Nightingale. I didn't know at the time that Florence Nightingale suffered from depression. And I don't know how she succeeded in doing what she did, but some people think her illness also helped her. She carried a lantern all night, if you remember in the books, and I think it might have been her mania that helped her to do it. But I never really thought about the mind. I really thought about the body when I was a young kid. And it wasn't until I put the body and the mind together until I read an article in the Wall Street Journal about a man's completed suicide. He was a very successful entrepreneur, and he's the one who developed the sunroof during the production line of cars. And I couldn't understand why this man who was so successful took his life. And that really got me interested in depression. And I reached out to all the people that I know that could help me find out why. And I decided I had to do something. I knew I had never started anything in my life like this. And it was one and continues to be one of the most thrilling, important things I have ever done. I don't have to go into detail about what we've done because it's in your book and you explain most of it. But it really takes connections in life for you to get things done when you want to. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone if you ever want to do something. I also have thought about the fact that this is the 150th year for the Medical Society and 65 years for the foundation. And there are two other things, there are two other people, or actually three people that I want to mention. Florence Nightingale I mentioned already. The other person is Abraham Lincoln, who changed our lives forever, as well as Florence Nightingale was the founder of modern nursing. And the other person was Winston Churchill. All three of them lived and suffered with mental health problems, significant ones. Let's make sure that the people that you come in contact with, whether you're a professional, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a nurse, whoever you are, let's help them to thrive and be successful. These people changed our lives, and I know there are more just like them. Thank you.
As we continue the program, we present Dr. David Blandino with the Nathaniel Bedford Primary Care Award. Dr. Blandino, please join us at the podium. As a family physician, Dr. Blandino has been engaged in nearly all aspects of the healthcare throughout his career, while always maintaining a community health perspective. He has fulfilled many leadership roles with various health systems and has served on the board of directors for many organizations, currently serving as chairman of the board of the Allegheny Health Network. Dr. Blandino has worked as a staff physician at East Liberty Family Healthcare Center, a federally qualified health center, and a faith-based mission. Since 2008, he has been a member of the ACMS Committee on Primary Care. Dr. Blandino, we commend you for your dedication to improve health for all persons of Western Pennsylvania. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. No one told me to shut up, but they did say I had about 2 minutes, and I think David Holmberg and Dan Arado, at board meetings, I can barely get a coherent question formulated and articulated in 2 minutes. I don't know how I'm going to do some comments in under 2 minutes, but I'll try. First of all, I want to thank God, my parents, none of whom could be here personally, but I think they're here in spirit, so I thank them. And I also want to thank the County Medical Society, all of my colleagues, physician colleagues here. I'm very humbled, but also very honored, because I think the only audience tougher than a group of physicians that know you is the group that knows you the best, and that's your family. And I would like to give a shout out to them. My lovely wife, Barbara, who told me to be short. My two lovely daughters, Kate and Liz, and their two wonderful husbands, Carlos and Matt. So I want to recognize them tonight. I also want to acknowledge and congratulate all the other awardees here tonight. Your bios are wonderful and your work is wonderful. I want to give a special shout out to some of my baby boomer 1970s schoolmates from Pitt Medical School. First, Jeanette Southpaw. I don't know, where are you, Jeanette? Graduated 1979. And not only just a schoolmate, but a classmate, George McGovern. We both graduated in the class of 1978. And Bob, when you make comments with a room full of baby boomers, you have to be very clear, because I thought you said, seriously, behind every ordinary man is an oxymoron. That's what I thought you said. You can be very, very, very clear about that. Also, congratulations, David, for your service, and Jack. Where's Jack? Table 10. Congratulations. We met almost 37 years ago. You haven't aged a day. I think you're like an alien or one of those mythical creatures or a Time Lord that just doesn't age. But congratulations for your years of service. That was wonderful. So I'd like to make two quick comments. Actually, they were alluded to a little bit already. First, Bob's comment about networking together to be more effective is critical, and there's a lot about that. I look forward to working with you this year. I would encourage for the physicians in the audience and everyone else to look at an article that was written about a year ago by Dawn Berwick. That would be Dr. Dawn Berwick, the pediatrician. It was called Era 3 in Healthcare and Medicine. And basically, it's a three-part article. It's real quick. He said, basically, the first two parts about doctors, you can't live with them, you can't live without them, okay? The first era was the era of up until 20, 25 years ago, when the narrative was that the mission of healthcare is served best by physician autonomy. That did not quite work out as we thought. So the second era was ushered in, and that was the era that was dominated by the narrative that the mission of healthcare will be served by external entities holding us accountable. And that, I think, was even worse. Although an interesting thing during that period was an articulation of what the mission of healthcare really is in the triple aim, again, by Dr. Dawn Berwick, that being better health and outcomes for patients, better population of the health of better health of the population in the communities, and lower costs. And we're trying to do that. In the third part, he was very prescriptive, and I think that was he went a little overboard. I don't think we know what Era 3 should be. I think it should be something different than Era 1 and Era 2. It shouldn't be physicians thinking that their individual autonomy is going to solve the problems, and it shouldn't be external entities telling us how to hold us accountable. I think what's going to happen is an emerging network of stakeholders, sort of what Bob was alluding to, that creates the solutions in their own context, in their own communities. I think we're trying to do that. I think if I give a plug to the Highmark and AHN, I think trying to create a new delivery and financing system is one of the ways that we're trying to do that. The other piece is the appropriate physician leadership. And I think under Cindy Hunderfeen's leadership, we have half of our hospitals are presided by physician CEOs in partnership with very good operating folks, and the other half is presided by CEOs who are other clinicians, nurses, and pharmacists. So I think that kind of solution is going to emerge, and I think we need to nurture that, and so I think there's hope. The last thing I want to comment on is the condition of the workforce environment. We know, hopefully we've seen the stats, Burnout is on a rise, and some of us have even experienced the loss of colleagues as a result of that over the past year or two. And that's just a situation that we can't go on. The other thing that we're trying to do, in addition to the triple aim, family physician in California articulated the notion of the quadruple aim. That in addition to the triple aim, we actually intentionally take into consideration caring for ourselves, the workforce, the clinicians, and all the people who provide health care, and make sure their work-life balance is healthy so they can actually serve people. We can't continue at this stage in burning people out, so we have to figure out ways to do that as well. So that's the end of my comments. Again, thank everybody. Congratulations to all the other awardees, and thank the County Medical Society for their work. Thank you.
Dr. Blandino, thank you. As we now recognize Dr. George McGovern Jr., Chairman, Allegheny Health Network's Department of Thoracic and Cardiovascular Surgery, with a Dr. Ralph Wilde Leadership Award. On behalf of Allegheny Health Network, a Platinum Plus sponsor is Executive Vice President David Goldberg. David is here as he comes to the podium right now.
I'm truly honored to receive the Ralph Wilde Award, Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Wilde was a good friend of my father's. The two of them played a lot of golf together at the Pittsburgh Field Club at the time, and he became chief of general surgery at Allegheny in the early 1970s, and unfortunately passed away, I think, of leukemia when he was in his middle or late 40s. My career at Allegheny has been very rewarding, and I really want to go out of my way to thank my wife, Jamie, for producing such a nice family in my absence. She really created a very compelling home atmosphere she's an amateur photographer, a decorator. She likes to travel, good sense of humor, and the three children really have enjoyed her as a mother. And it gave me the peace of mind to be able to work at Allegheny for the past 30 years without having to worry about what was going on at home. The other group I want to highlight tonight, David Holmberg and Cindy Hunderfein. As David mentioned, they're both here tonight. David is the chairman of the Highmark Corporation, which you know has merged with our Allegheny system of hospitals. And I think it's a real testament to the synergism that's occurring between the hospital and the insurance company. And I think our focus going forward to match the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, which is certainly imminently successful, will be a research effort on creating new pathways to deliver health care, focusing on quality, outcomes, patient safety, innovations with the medical record, all of which for the practicing clinician, particularly the physicians in private practice, I think will be very exciting, because what you'll be delivering will be patient care, hopefully at high quality and hopefully with a little less cost. And Cindy Hunderfein was David's choice to lead the healthcare system. She's from the Cleveland Clinic, and she's brought in probably a dozen executives from Cleveland who have really done a nice job in moving our system of hospitals forward. So we're going to be distinctly different than UPMC, but I think we'll be equally successful in a different way. But thank you very much.
This evening, we also recognize Father Regis Ryan with the Benjamin Rush Individual Award. Father Ryan, would you please come to the stage? For 42 years, Father Ryan has combined his ministries in the parish and in the community. In addition to the assignments he has filled with the Pittsburgh Catholic Diocese, Father Ryan has also served as director of Focus on Renewal in McKees Rocks for 38 years, which serves the poor and the elderly. Under Father Ryan's leadership, Focus on Renewal grew to include a food bank, early childhood and adult education programs. It also had a public library, an art center now named for Father Ryan, and the Stowe Rocks Neighborhood Family Health Center, which Father Ryan directed until 2017. He has served on several boards in the city of Pittsburgh and Allegheny County that address the health and well-being of families, and he continues to be involved the priest and residents of St. John of God Parish in McKees Rocks. Father Ryan has dedicated his life to meeting the needs of others within the community, touching both body and soul. For that genuine commitment to serving others, we say thank you.
Thanks to the Allegheny County Medical Society and to the foundation, which has certainly helped the Stowe Rocks Health Center many times over the years. Thinking about what to say today, it came to my mind that just this morning, as a priest in McKees Rocks, I buried a lady who's 100 years old. That happens a lot down there in these old mill towns because I guess the old timers knew how to do it. And I always like to point out when I'm giving a little reflection about how much has changed in 100 years. That goes without saying. But I always like to remind the family that is left behind, a lot of things have stayed the same, and certainly the whole idea of faith, family, friends, that doesn't change. 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years from now, faith, family, and friends is important. When I went to McKees Rocks 43 years ago, I was there and there was a little pediatric clinic that was already started. Now, over the years, we've grown into two community health centers, one in McKees Rocks, one up in the Hilltop area of the city. And I think you'd agree, as I've heard the doctors in their comments saying, that a lot has changed in 43 years, a whole lot. To the medical world, they've tried to analyze it, computerize it, revolutionize it, but still the things that were needed 43 years ago and 20 years ago and 10 years ago are the things that are still needed now. Compassion, respect, patience. You know, I often speak about patience in my sermons, my homilies, because if you're human, you're going to be challenged to be patient. And certainly the physicians, the medical world is certainly challenged to be patient. So keep up the good work, keep up that patience, keep up that respect, keep up that dignity that you try to share with your patients, no matter where they come from or who they are. And thanks a million for this. I want to thank, too, my family who's gathered here and my friends from the Stowe Rocks Health Center, 2 tables. And so thanks to them because really that whole thing about teamwork and working together, like Dr. Cicco showed us with that nice fancy trick that he always does, we need that too. So thanks for the team, thanks for the family, thanks for all those who have helped the Stowe Rocks Health Center become what it is today. Thanks, everybody.
Father, thank you very much for your comments. The recipient of the Richard Deitrick Humanity and Medicine Award is Dr. Jeanette Southpaw. Andrew Matheson, UPMC professor and chair of the Department of Family Medicine at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. On behalf of Huntington Bank, a platinum level sponsor, Tom Nist, senior vice president, is here to present the award. Mr. Nist, would you please come to the podium?
Thank you, Rick. On behalf of my colleagues from Huntington, I'd like to thank the Allegheny County Medical Society for the opportunity to continue to serve as a platinum sponsor to this terrific event. And we're just so touched by the work of the association, of all the folks in the room that work in the medical profession. And it's our honor to be able to support a program like this. Huntington Bank was founded in 1866, almost exactly the same time as the Allegheny County Medical Society. It was founded by a gentleman by the name of P.W. Huntington, and more than 150 years later, while the bank still bears his name, more importantly, it bears his values. The gentleman had a really neat comment that he shared all the time, which is no bank can perform any better than the communities it serves. And so we're drawn by the opportunity tonight to extend that notion of strengthening our communities by presenting the following award. It's my pleasure, along with my colleagues, to present the Richard E. Deitrick Humanity in Medicine Award to Dr. Jeanette Southpaw. Dr. Southpaw. After serving as a medical corps officer in the United States Army for 22 years and rising to the rank of colonel before her retirement, Dr. Southpaw became the first woman and the first African American to serve as a permanent department chair in the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. She's dedicated her career to improving community health and to rectifying healthcare disparities in America, especially among those that affect people of poverty and people of color, bettering healthcare for all Americans in the process. Dr. Southpaw was widely recognized for her research in maternal child health, especially teen pregnancy, and works with teen mothers to develop education and training that they need for successful careers, well beyond her medical call. Dr. Southpaw, we applaud your commitment to improving the lives of patients by caring for them with integrity, compassion, and respect. And we applaud you for serving as a role model for all the physicians, especially those in the practice of family health. I consider myself to be a very lucky guy to be able to present Dr. Southpaw to you this evening.
I'm really humbled to be able to stand before you and my colleagues here in the Allegheny County Medical Society, as long as the others who are receiving awards this evening, many of whom I know, so I really am privileged to share this evening with you. I really feel as the child of immigrant parents who came to this country to get their children educated, and one of 6 kids who grew up in a mission in inner city Philadelphia, I'm thankful to my parents to give me a long-lasting commitment to take care of the urban underserved. And that's why I went to medical school, because I felt it was so important to remember those who live amongst us that are often invisible. And I think that what they instilled in me also was the fact that with a strong faith, and knowing that God guides you, you can stay and keep your eyes focused on the really important things in life. I've been privileged to have a career in the Army, as you heard, which also taught me about responsibility, service, and leadership, that we're all leaders. And then I've been privileged to have a husband, my husband Michael, who's with me this evening, and 2 sons who are both in the Army, active duty officers, who also keep me grounded and say, stop, take a little bit of extra time. And that we all need that, and to support me in the things that I've been involved with. But I also want to really thank UPMC and the University of Pittsburgh for allowing me to pursue my dreams of setting up a federally qualified health center within the health system, and then allowing me, where we lost our waiver, to partner with East Liberty Family Health Center to continue to care for those whether you had insurance or not. I think those are privileges that they didn't have to do, and I am thankful for that. Also for my church family, Browns Hill Bible Chapel, the Matilda Tice Health Center, and all those who work there who support me every day, whether I'm slow seeing patients that day or not, to make sure that we can continue to take care of those most in need. For the privilege of working with teen moms who are often discounted, and yet we've been able to show with the right amount of mentoring, they can achieve amazing things in life. So I want to really thank our My Kuru program. And also to recognize that I have the privilege of training the next generation of those going into medicine, and of course, hopefully family medicine. So no matter what your socioeconomic status, your race, your gender, your religion, No matter what your characteristics, if you keep your eyes on the goal, you can achieve a lot of things. And I remember the definition of an obstacle. An obstacle is something that you see when you take your eyes off the goal. So thank you for this privilege.
It's interesting, some of the things you see behind the scenes sitting back here, because some of the people who have come up, they've had their remarks neatly typed out. Others have had index cards. Others have had things that were wadded up in their pockets. Dr. Southpaw comes up here with a smartphone and very subtly sat here and went through that, and nobody had any, and I just gave you up to all these people. Very well done. Thank you very, very much for those remarks. We appreciate it. Now, as we continue on this evening, we do have a couple more people that we want to recognize. And the opportunity to do that each time that you hear these comments of the people who are here, you're just more and more impressed by what we've heard. But our final award this evening is presented to Mr. James Trout, the Chief Executive Officer of Pediatric Alliance and recipient of the Excellence Executive Leadership Award. Mr. Trout, would you please join us on the stage? Has served as the CEO of the Pediatric Alliance since 2008, which is the largest physician-owned practice in Western Pennsylvania. Under his leadership, he has positioned Pediatric Alliance for growth and development through refined strategic planning, while preserving the practice's independence. He has motivated the physicians within the practice to expand their role in the medical community while maintaining their commitment to excellent primary care. He has helped the practice become certified patient-centered medical home and has led its clinical staff management team to ensure that the practice attains the highest levels of meaningful use. Mr. Trout continues to serve on several boards, including Vice President of the Board of Directors for the Bradley Center. He launched By Consulting in 2011. He also continues to work with the development, implementation, and management for next-gen products across multiple practices. For the leadership, for the guidance that you provided the physicians of Pediatric Alliance, strengthening their ability to serve young patients and their families, we say thank you.
Thank you, everyone. This is an honor to receive this award. I want to thank the Society for recognizing leadership and executive level. I know at Pediatric Alliance, the thing we pride ourselves on is working with physicians to achieve our goal of independence. And we've been able to do that over the past 22 years, so I'm really proud of the board of directors and the work that we've been able to accomplish together. Last week, I received an email from our HR department, and it said that I had been at Pediatric Alliance 10 years, and I couldn't believe that. And I reflected back on the 10 years, and when I first started there, we didn't have an electronic medical record, and all the progress we've made in that time. And I really credit the board and the leadership of our board with Dr. Jen Romero and Dr. Coppola, Bill Coppola, who's very active and participates in all the planning and things that we do, and it's really driven our organization to where we are today. But then I received another email that said I have 25 more years to work based on my 401k. But I'm okay with that because I feel like we're at a great time in healthcare. I think healthcare today is really dynamic, and I enjoy all those challenges. And I want to, again, thank Pediatric Alliance for giving me that opportunity to lead such an outstanding organization. So I'm real proud to work there. So thanks again for all the support. And I want to thank the Allegheny County Medical Society, for recognizing this. And I have to thank my lovely wife in the corner there for understanding that I have a lot of evening meetings. And that means I'll see you tomorrow when I say I have an evening meeting. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
If you would please join me in giving a standing ovation to this incredible group of honorees this evening. Thank you all very, very much, and congratulations. Thank you all very much. You may be seated. It really is an impressive group of people here that continue to do amazing work in our community. Now, earlier in the evening, many of you purchased an opportunity to win some of those baskets of wine supporting the ACMS and the Student Scholarship Program. I'm going to ask Dr. Cicco to pick out those 6 lucky winners. Are you going to use that same fancy bag? Because they might come out in yellow and blue and red. We're not sure. You got the numbers?
All right. I'm not sure what we're giving out for this one.
They'll know which one.
If I could read it.
You got it?
You're going to have to read that.
What makes you think that I can read it? 724261. 724261. Again, we're going to be picking 6 of these all together, and you'll be picking these up later on as you head out and out into the night this evening. Next winner.
Let's see here. Got it.
All right. Again, a yellow ticket. This is 724225. 724225 is our next winner. 2 down, 4 to go.
I got kids down here wondering if they're going to win anything. Look at this. No. I just want you to know you have to turn it back if you win.
He put your tickets in his pocket. 724238. 724238 is the next winner.
2 more.
3 more. 724206 is a winner. 724206. This one's bent in half.
Folded one.
They're hoping for luck, and you grabbed it. 724249. 724249. Thank you.
And last but not least.
And the last winner is 724255. 724255. Again, congratulations. You'll be able to pick up your prizes. That'll be the wine raffle table, and we appreciate everyone participating in this particular raffle. Anything that you gentlemen would like to say before we close this evening's remarks?
How about one more round of applause for our awards winners?
We would like to say thank you to our host, Heinz Field, for not only the opportunity to be here to enjoy wonderful fellowship, but also the fine service, the fine food, and the incredible view. To our hosts, Heinz Field, thank you very much. On behalf of President Dr. Bob Cicco, Dr. Dave Deitrick, the ACMS Board, the ACMS Foundation, we'd like to thank you all for being here this evening and also for the accomplishments that we recognize tonight. Don't forget to please place your ACMS Foundation contributions. One of the collection boxes there, the elevators as you head out. It can be a pledge, it can be a check, it can be a credit card number. Regardless of how you do it, please continue to support the incredible work that is being done here in Allegheny County. Now, I know that you want to get up and I know that you want to dance, so I'm not going to get in your way as you make your way over to the dance floor. But PJ the DJ is here, and again, thank you all very, very much for being here and supporting the fine work of the organization. Thank you.